As you think about all of the things you've just said, what do you think are the unique gifts that Centenary gives to its students, the Centenary community, the region? What would you say?
Well, I think it's that whole changing lives umbrella. I think if you will let us, we will collectively change your life for the better.
Sounds like a line from a movie.
It does. And actually there's a book called Colleges That Change Lives. And many of the colleges described in the book are colleges like Centenary, small colleges where students get lots of attention, where faculty is very devoted to scholarship, but more so, I think, to the classroom and to creating the kinds of experiences that really do change lives. When I'll leave my alma maters out of this discussion for the moment, but every school I attended was a large one. And for the most part, you know, I think my education was okay. But when I came here and started teaching at Centenary and saw the difference between the education I had received and the kind that I was able to give to my students, I really encouraged both of my children to choose small colleges because I saw the difference that it made. That
connection between student and professor and students at large.
That, and I would also include the co-curricular experiences. I think that there are, in a small situation, there are many more opportunities for students who maybe in a larger situation, not because they don't have the ability, but maybe just a larger situation would be more overwhelming or perhaps more off-putting, or you know, you've been here for a long time too. I think you know the type of student that they bloom in this environment, and when we watch them walk across that stage at commencement, you just feel there's no feeling like it.
I just got a letter from a former student who graduated about 8 years ago, and the connection is still strong between us, and I'm following her career. And that's the kind of thing that's common at Centenary.
It is. And you know, we have the things like SIFE, you know, where we excel, and Katrina, and so many other things that I could name. But special projects that really allow students to shine.
Taking that one step further, what are the ways in which Centenary maintains ties with its alumni, and what can alumni do, short-term and long-term, to help Centenary with its goals?
Well, our alumni now are so diverse because we have had so many students from other countries. For the past 10 years or so, about between 9 and 12% have been from other countries, as you well know. We have our adult program now, which is 10 years old. And we went co-ed in 1988. So it's very interesting to go to alumni events where people graduated before 1988 because they were all women, and if we go back to the 70s, it was 2 years of college as opposed to 4 years of college. So our alums are kind of stratified in various kinds of ways, which is good because we have strength in many areas. But just to kind of give you the contrast between some of the different things we experience now, I was with the ladies in October who were experiencing their 50th reunion.
Yes.
And they were just a wonderful, energetic group. At 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, we ran up to the chapel to kind of review some of the stuff that had happened when they were in school. This was after a dinner and a long day, and so, you know, that was one experience. Then I think it was the next month in November, we had the 20th reunion of Omega Rho fraternity.
Ah, yes.
And they started the first year we admitted men, and they've been with us ever since. And they do a lot of good community service work. They're really, you know, give fraternities a good name. And so these young men were in the front parlors, and many of them brought their wives, you know, had pictures of the children, had hired babysitters. They were out for the night. And they didn't have one glass of wine and leave 15 minutes before the thing was over. In fact, I think it was maybe supposed to end at 6:30, and at 7:30 we thought, well, maybe we should take the bar down now. And I think at 8 o'clock they were still there. So that gives you an idea of the diversity and sort of excitement.